We are here today with Daniel Potter, whose website looks like huge amounts of trouble, by the way. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're working on at the moment.
So I'm the author of Freelance Familiars, which is a comedy urban fantasy about a guy who gets turned into a cougar and doesn't want to become a witch's familiar, wants to live his own life, and becoming a witch's familiar is bonded for life, and that doesn't sound like a very, very fun for him.
No.
He meets a squirrel who likes to blow things up, and there's a desperate fire magus in the mix. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like. How does the squirrel get explosives?
Oh, he makes them.
Oh, okay.
He magically enhances fireworks usually.
That's I mean, we have loads of squirrels around where I am, and I'm not sure any of them are that intelligent, so I'm already impressed.
Right. Rudy's a little special.
Yeah, most squirrels are a little special.
Yes.
Fun. Okay, so is that your current project, or is it already out?
So there's four of. I just released the fourth book on Monday. There's four books in this series, and I am busily working on the fifth. So it goes off leash, marking territory, high stakes, and that's my cat. And then aggressive behavior. Can you hear that?
Don't worry, my cat does the same thing, except she's asleep right now, so. Hello.
This is Einstein.
Einstein.
I'm a little busy.
They do not care.
No.
Okay, so sorry, high stakes was the last one I mentioned.
Aggressive behavior is the latest one.
Okay, cool. And is this complete, or are there more on the way?
So there will be 2 more this year, I'm hoping.
Very exciting.
So.
Well, I want to know more, but I can't ask for spoilers because, spoilers.
You'll
so
have to read it. The cover of the fourth one features Rudy piloting a giant robot, and then Thomas has a magical sword in his mouth.
I have so many questions. Wow, okay. So many questions. But we'll not go there because, again, spoilers. All right, let's focus on book 1.
Okay.
How the heck does someone get turned into a cougar?
Well, the concept was, it's basically, so usually when you awaken with into a magical world and all that sort of stuff, you get nifty powers, or you're a person of destiny or something. Mm-hmm. No, poor Thomas just gets turned into a 4-legged animal and gets to see the magical society from literally the bottom up.
I mean,
he's a big cat, so he gets to see it from the very top of the bottom, but it's still the top of the bottom.
Yeah. Ooh, bummer. And of course, being a witch is familiar. Oh, fetch this and participate and spell that. Yeah. Right.
Well, the way I've got the magic set up is being a familiar is quite required to do advanced magic, because it's basically mucking with fourth dimensional objects, and you need a second pair of eyes. And only familiars can see magic or perceive magic.
Ah. Ooh, I see. Huh. I understand the commentary from the peanut gallery there.
Yes.
Not sure if that's an approving meow or the demanding meow.
He wants attention. His mama has locked, because we are talking, has locked him out of her office. And so...
That's great. Yeah. Okay, that is very distracting but highly entertaining. So it works. Works
Yes.
great. All right. Hmm. How did you get into this? Because it's okay. There's comedic fantasy, which is highly entertaining, but this seems to be like way extreme on the comedic fantasy scale. I mean, you've got squirrels and explosives, so
Yes, and later on we have, a goat mechanic named Jeb. Or
goat
Jed.
mechanic.
Jed. Yes. That's book 3.
Goats are so entertaining. They've got those weird eyes with the horizontal squares, and yeah,
Yes.
ooh, fun. Okay.
So, Off Leash really started as a lark. I was working on a science fiction space opera sort of thing
Sure.
back in 2014, and I needed a break. I wasn't making, and NaNoWriMo was coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to make something weird. And I've always liked transformation stories and that sort of stuff. So it's a guy. Cougars are like, oh, they're the cool, my favorite cat. So it's a guy who turns into a cougar and things go from there. Well, it turned out to be my first finished novel, and I'm just like, okay, I'll publish it. Oh, people like this. So I wrote about one a year up until the 3rd book, and then I paused that and worked on Rise of the Horned Serpent, which is a 4-part dragons versus sky pirates fantasy. So that has 4 novels in it, and now I'm back to freelance familiars because my current audience weren't so into the dragons. They wanted more freelance familiars. So I'm back at there, and I'm putting that up to 6 books. I recently went full time, so I'm pushing that up to 6 books, and then I've got another urban fantasy I want to try.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I shall ask 2 questions. We'll start with pirates, sky pirates, and dragons. Yes! Fun! Okay, tell us a little bit about that one, and then we'll get into the potentially new urban fantasy, which is also fun.
Well, the new urban fantasy is just an idea, but Rise of the Horned Serpent is it starts with Dragon's Price, and it's set in a world where it's inspired by equal parts Native American mythology and Japanese mythology, and it's just a sort of blending. It has some post-apocalyptic elements, and the dragons are basically mineralvores. They eat. So the big bad is a iron dragon who basically eats iron ore.
That sure does make making things hard.
Well, yes, but they have forges inside them, and they can make stuff that way, or perform surgery as it comes across.
What? That makes so much sense, actually.
Issa and Yaki are the daughters of a kick-ass pirate who reformed and got into the royal family, but they were currently banished when they took a job to steal something for an unknown client, and the client turned out to be the dragon. Mm-hmm. And the dragon came looking for the cargo and killed the mother. And so Yaki and Issa they're trying to survive that encounter. And Issa is the type of girl who solves things with her fists, and Yaki is more of the feminine archetype.
Sure. Ooh, fun. Okay. Now, I know we don't have huge amounts of time, so I shall move on, even though I have so many questions about forges in stomachs and, like, digestion and whatever, but science later.
And I get into that, actually, so you have to check out the book.
Okay, well, that answers that question. Okay. Urban fantasy, you said it's just an idea, but I have a feeling it's probably a little bit more than that at the moment.
I mean, I'm not really ready to talk that much about it, but it will probably be in a world that's just waking up to magic, as in, so it will be, like, Ilona Andrews has her Magic Bite series and that sort of stuff that takes place after a magical apocalypse, where magic sort of triggers on and off with technology. And this is literally about as magic is coming back, as the world is turning, and magical creatures are either people are either becoming magical creatures or they're waking up. So
yes.
And there will be I'm going to talk to my readers which of the main character possibilities I'm thinking of, but it might be an ambulance driver right now.
That would be fascinating. Ooh, fun. I can just imagine trying to drive an ambulance as, like, a dragon. Maybe not the best thing to turn into. Yeah, ooh, great.
I'm thinking more of a Fae invasion right now than dragons.
Okay. That works too. I just had dragons on my mind from the previous discussion, and
Shut up.
Yeah. He's trying to be in charge and, telling about his stories and all of the attention things. Yeah. Such is the life of cats. Mm-hmm. Okay. We shall move a little bit sideways and get out of your specific stories for other stories out there in your genre, and I'm going to choose comedic fantasy as opposed to the other ones because I don't actually quite know what genre your space or sky pirate dragon thing would be if it's post-apocalyptic too.
I just put it as epic, either epic. It's not, the books aren't that long though, or just action adventure.
Okay, sure. That makes sense. But for comedic fantasy, is there an author out there whose abilities you would like to steal to make your stories so much better?
Ursula Vernon.
Okay.
Of Digger fame. She can draw, she can write. It's really amazing. She writes under T. Kingfisher nowadays and self-publishes.
Okay. Sure.
And you're not going to find a bad read in that. And then there's also Zachary Pike of Orconomics.
Yeah. Okay.
In the Dark Prophet series, who is probably the closest thing to a living Terry Pratchett we have.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Why? What would you steal from them? But ability-wise.
Well, Zach does this thing. All his characters are so. He does all these different point of views and that sort of stuff, and links them seamlessly. Mm-hmm. Like basically, each chapter in that book ends with one character saying a line, and then a character in a completely different situation saying the line again on a separate context, and it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. It's really funny. And Ursula has like these sort of down to earth characters you just can't help but love.
Mm-hmm. Characters are always fun.
Yeah, it's all about like, well, where Zach has more like this overarching situation that he can make funny and then make you care about the characters within it. Mm-hmm. Ursula is all about the characters and making you. It is totally like sometimes the world can kind of disappear and it just has the characters.
Oh, yeah, those are fun. I mean, plot is great too, but characters, ooh, that's fun. That's great. Ooh, I like that. I shall have to actually go read these books now. I mean, they've been on my radar, but I haven't read them because, EBR list and all that stuff.
Right.
Because, who has time for reading? Okay. So for writery types trying to get into your genre, are there traps to avoid?
Traps to avoid. Thinking you're funnier than you are sometimes?
I mean, how do you even judge that properly?
I mean, comedic fantasy is a risk. It's always like, you have a lot of people who say, "Oh, I'm going to be like Douglas Adams," and no one's like Douglas Adams, and no one's like Terry Pratchett. Like, there's just, you can't really just start out and ape those people. It's a long haul, and you have to have a good voice for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, I guess I want to say, don't, I mean, comedic fantasy is a tough road to hoe. A lot of people don't go for comedic fantasy. You're better off, like, comedy is more of a good flavor than a genre.
Mm-hmm.
You're better off being like a butcher and just have a lot of like comedy in your urban fantasy, and people come back for that. It's just, when I got a squirrel who blows stuff up on the cover, that's kind of how I got to market what I got. I mean, I didn't really plan this to be my the thing I'm known for, the thing I did. It was just like, oh, this is funny. I'll do this. And
I mean, to be fair, marketing things with a squirrel blowing stuff up on the front feels like it would be slightly easier than otherwise. I don't know why, but there's just something about squirrels.
It's like, people really enjoy the books, but you have to put a lot of effort into convincing them to try it sometimes. Times, because it's not like an instant identifiable flavor.
Right. And of course, that is always the challenge when doing marketing.
Right.
No matter what you're writing. Especially in the self-published indie world. Yep. Okay. Fun. Quickly, if there's anything else you'd like to add, writing related or otherwise, just plug your books a bit more. They sound really fun.
Okay. So again, Freelance Familiars 1 through 4 are available at Amazon. Amazon. I'm Daniel Potter, and it's a madcap world where you can fight a magus banker, or they are up against, there's technomancers, and Thomas and Rudy wind up flying a helicopter at one point from a basket, and meeting a wind elemental, which is a bad spot to be if you're in a spindly little magically based helicopter.
I imagine so many ways that could go wrong.
Yes, and there's some of their biggest antagonist has turned out to be an owl with a bow tie. Auric, who's in charge of the Talking Animal Union, or the Tau. Yes, they're more like a mafia, really. Well, that's really, they're not blood relatives, Lately, just in the 5th book, I'm introducing Smiley, who is a crocodile with diamond teeth.
Wow. Ooh, ow, that would, ooh. I mean, their bites are already, like, bad.
Oh, yeah, you don't want Smiley to bite you.
Yeah, okay. Things to avoid, but good to know. Fun. All right. Well, it has been absolutely fantastic talking with you.
Cool. It's great talking to you. Great to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Have fun. Good luck with your cat.
Yes. He got some belly rubs, so he seems to be calm now.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.